Okay, okay.
I like heat up my food, you know,
Yeah.
and it was way too hot. You know, you ever do that to yourself? You ever just get after it?
Yeah, that's one downside about meal prep. It's like it gets you heat it up and it like you can't eat it fast, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You gotta have time to eat, So um I am what's up correctly here. Also just made myself some more coffee.
You did. You did now.
I sure did.
I'm gonna mute you for a second.
Going dirty on the cheddar.
Alrighty. I've done it. I've done it.
What do you do?
I officially opened up both of the live streams on Facebook and YouTube without letting the noise get loud.
You just mute yourself?
Yeah. But it's hard. It's actually hard to do.
You could also mute your computer volume.
That's what I've been doing.
Oh, got it.
It's just like it's awkward because like we'll be talking.
Yeah, you want to hear.
Yeah, no, you usually have good things to say. You know? People think I do this because I like to talk. And it's fairly true. But I'm also a fan. I'm a fan of Nick, the character of Nick. You know, I'm always wondering what's Nick gonna say next. You know, I in a way I'm also kind of watching a live stream because you're virtual. So it's kind of like it's a little meta, but I'm watching a live stream I get to interact with.
The weirdest thing you've ever said.
But the more that you think about it, the more true it feels, isn't
it? It's more truth than the truth.
Yeah, I know. It's something that you're not ready for this early in the day.
All right, hey, let me get my cup of coffee.
We're both so funny. Who's funnier? I think Nick's funnier than I am. I definitely shoot more shots. I shoot a lot more shots.
Yeah, it depends how you measure success.
Because you have some like elite punchlines that you've hit.
Appreciate that.
So that's good. Was I gone last Friday? No, I was here. I was gone the Friday before that.
Yeah.
We're the best together.
You know, I feel like I'm not good at live streaming alone. Hold on. Did you see my text before we started, Kyle?
I did not. Oh, okay, yeah. Is that happening right now?
No.
We have a pickup drop off situation occurring, and that's the team.
It might end up being like later, so we're gonna be okay. I just want to let you know, just in case I get it. But all right. Hey, cheers.
Hey, I got mine right here.
All right.
Bug Brothers.
Feels like a good Friday today. You feel like it's a good Friday?
Today is a good Friday.
You know,
I'm gonna call
it's Halloween weekend, sort of Halloween weekend, if you will. It's very fall feeling here today in Austin. Is it what's the weather like there in Seattle?
It started off very dreary, but now it's blue skies.
Very good.
It was very wet this morning. It was a wet morning. You know those. Yeah, it's weird. I have run many a mile in the morning.
Yeah.
And I feel like it doesn't rain that much in the morning. I feel like it rains in the afternoon more. And that might be anecdotal, but from my experience, so it is actually 100% anecdotal, but from my experience, it does seem like it rains more in the afternoon than in the morning. And I'm no astronologist, but I'm not an astronaut, but I don't know.
Astronauts, they can see when it's going to rain from space.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why they're good at telling the weather. I'm gonna read this compliment that someone gave me because I need a little confidence boost today.
A little pick me up.
Yeah, Victoria said, "Love your hat, Nick. Thank you very much. I realized that I am an absolute sucker for little characters with faces because well, you might not realize. I got this hoodie today, and look at this. There is way too many faces. I'm wearing way too many faces today. You know what I mean? Little smiley. There's too many of them. You know,
they talk about the guy who wears a lot of hats, but they don't talk about the guy who wears a lot of faces.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's something we should drill down on. So I gave a lecture today. I actually just got back. That's why I'm wearing a collared shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kyle gave a college lecture and then came here to live stream.
So in a way, this is like a college lecture in a way. But no one said anything about it. But I put these cute little pumpkins everywhere in my spreadsheet, in my slideshow. It had nothing to do with the slideshow. I just kept on putting these little pumpkins in there because they're really cute. It was like a pumpkin with a little face. Yeah. And not a single person even gave mention or notice to the pumpkins. And that was the biggest. That took a hit to my soul a little bit.
You know, I feel like they appreciated them. But I think they're kind of intimidated by you. You know? Yeah.
Let me pull up Little Pumpkin. I feel like people need a little pumpkin preview. Pumpkin preview is a really cool name.
I'm hearing like a fire alarm off in the distance, and hopefully I am safe. I'm not really sure. I think it's another apartment building, maybe.
See Little Pumpkin? Oh,
where? He's very hidden there.
Yeah.
Is he less hidden?
Let's see. I don't want to give away all my lecture notes to everybody for free, you know.
Yeah. You know what you should have done? You should have said, I have hidden 15, or like, no, you say, I have hidden tiny pumpkins in many of my slides. If you can tell me how many pumpkins there are at the end of this, I will give you $100.
I almost did that actually. I didn't do the $100 thing, but I almost did the pumpkin thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell? Do you want to tell the live stream about the TikTok challenge?
Oh yeah. But yeah, I really thought about doing the pumpkin, like count the pumpkins, but I didn't want to go back through and count all the pumpkins because I put a lot of pumpkins in there. I was putting pumpkins everywhere, I'll be honest.
Little crazy with the pumpkins.
I went a little pumpkin crazy. So the assignment essentially my hope is that by this time next year I'll have my own classes. I'll be Professor Kyle. And so the teacher that I'm lecturing with, she's kind of just giving me reps, just kind of helping me kind of like come along as a professor. And so she was like, you should come up with an assignment for them to do so that they can like kind of like you get reps building an assignment. So essentially what the workout, the assignment is a workout for your brain, if you will, is is to make TikToks with the hashtag Heroes Halloween. I looked it up. No one had used Heroes Halloween.
Why do you do a journal?
Because the Heroes Journal was already taken. So I needed a hashtag that wasn't used a lot so that I could click on it and just check and see how everyone did. You know what I mean?
Okay. That makes sense.
They can still use the Heroes Journal. They have to put the Heroes Halloween in there. And whatever group gets the most views on their video wins $100. Kind of fun.
Yeah. I think this is brilliant because Kyle's obviously teaching these classes for these college kids. They already understand social media. It's their job to learn marketing. This is like a real world rep in making short form content. which is all the rage in organic marketing right now. And they're making content for us, which is hilarious. It's a win-win-win. And the winner gets $100, which is pretty cool.
So everyone is appropriately dude, James just did the funniest joke.
Kyle as pumpkins, and the pumpkins are part of it. Oh my goodness, James, it's good to see your name. And
but yeah, it feels like an equitable exchange across everybody. They get like an assignment that's kind of fun for like their team. Like they have the chance of winning $100. Like it feels like it's equitable across all of it. Doesn't feel like I was taking advantage, you know? No content farm. But also creating a hype house called the Content Farm, but then also doing it in like Utah, and it's like in the middle of nowhere. you take a whole bunch of TikTok dancers out to the middle of nowhere, and you do the Content Farm. You're like,
Well, no, it's a reality show, but like when they're not making content, they have to actually work a real farm.
Yes, dude, that's a good idea, dude. We just made that is a really good idea, actually.
Like that, I think that like a Paris Hilton show or something.
Yeah.
There's some show where people had to go work on a farm. I think it was like kids that were like disobedient, like they got sent to a farm or something. Do you remember this? Like,
but here's the twist, right? So it's like they take a bunch of like TikTok influencers.
Yeah.
They say like what they go, this person will get paid anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 for an affiliate deal, right? Okay. And like, how long does it take you to make a video for an affiliate deal? They go like 2 hours. So it's like, you're going to work for $8 an hour and show how much money you're actually making. You know what I mean? It's like so that way you can kind of, because all these like 17 or 18-year-old kids have never worked like a real job. So it's like, you don't know how much money you're making until you realize that these people are working for $8 an hour, and it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of an interesting show. And it's hosted by Mr. Bean.
Why? I would be hosted by Mr. Bean. I just spit my coffee back into the mug. So stupid. It has nothing to do with any part of it. He doesn't talk. He just moves his eyes around. And it's hosted by Mr. Bean.
But yeah, no, I don't know. For some reason, I was like, okay, I'm gonna hit him with some misdirection, and he's not gonna be ready for this.
No, you got me right in the middle of it. You almost made me spit take.
Yeah, that was a good one for me. That was a high moment. I'm gonna take this little clip from our live stream. I'm gonna put it in my little
and it's hosted by Mr. B. Yeah. This fall on ABC.
Why is that just like in general like a pretty good punchline? You know what I mean?
Hosted by Mr. Bean.
All right, guys, hear me out. Tell someone a crazy video, an idea for a show, and they go, okay. And then you go, and it's hosted by Mr. Bean. That's a good final hit.
Mm-hmm. No kidding.
Lily Moon Dragon said, where can I find more info about you guys? How you met? Do you have ADHD or know someone with that influenced you? How did you come up with this version of the Heroes Journal? You can ask us right now. We're right here.
I mean, she definitely asked us. We can answer these questions. James, I have seen the opening from Mr. Bean for the Olympics. You've probably seen that too, right, Kyle?
No.
I think when they did the Olympics in London?
Didn't
they do that in London like 2 times ago?
Yeah.
So he was part of the opener. He was like playing piano. He did like a whole bit. It was really good. He's hilarious.
Oh.
It's very funny. I've heard stories from other actors watching like clips and stuff about working with him. They say that he's the hardest working person they've ever met.
Really?
Yeah, which is so funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like he will do like thousands of takes to get the right one.
Yeah, it was 3 ago. 3 Olympics ago.
Got it.
2012.
4 score and 3 Olympics ago.
All right.
Let's answer some questions.
My name's Kyle.
My name's Nick.
We met in college.
Actually, the college that Kyle is lecturing at now, which is kind of a nice full circle moment.
Yeah. My dorm was right next to his, and he hated my guts.
It did. Yeah, it did.
And then we became friends after I won him over because I'm a delight. And then we became roommates after college.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, while I was still in college and he was working. And then I moved to Arizona. But before I moved to Arizona, he pitched me an idea for the Heroes Journal.
Yep.
And we worked on that, and then I moved back and we were roommates again. And then we ran the company out of our house.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we worked at the same place.
We did work at the same place.
A little bit.
And then we quit the same place at the same time. And then we lived at another place together. And then we lived at then we moved to Austin together. But then I left Austin, and then he stayed in Austin, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
I would say that's a pretty good summation of our friendship.
Well, of our living situation.
Yeah, that was pretty much
it was a very living situation.
yeah.
For some reason. But yeah, it did happen.
It did happen. And then Nick does have ADHD.
I do. Yeah, I do have ADHD. But I wouldn't say that I set out, like, the idea for the journal wasn't born out of like a let's make a journal for neurodivergent individuals. It's actually because I was using these goal journals a lot, these templated, like, kind of like make progress on a goal in 3 or so months journals. They're really helpful for me, and I was using them for years at my job. One weekend, I binge watched all the Lord of the Rings movies. And so I came into work on Monday, and I was just like hyped up on Middle Earth and the elves and the hobbits and all the storylines. I was like, gosh, such a good story. So inspiring. So I sat down and I, opened the journal that I had opened hundreds of times. And I was like, this thing is helping me stay organized, but it's very boring. And, why is it that I can stare at a screen for 12 hours of Lord of the Rings content? But I look at this thing and I'm bored immediately. It's like, well, besides the fact that there's like millions and millions of dollars and you're making like a movie, there's a story there. There's like a story that I was really engaged with. So I was like, there needs to be a journal out there that tells me a story and scratches that like nerdy itch that I have to feel like I am living in like a fantasy story, or like I'm the hero on some quest. And I actually thought it was such an intuitive idea that I was positive someone had already made this. So I was shopping for it. I was looking on Amazon. I was looking at all these websites. It's like, this has to exist somewhere. Like, someone must have had this idea and like executed on it. And to my surprise, everything out there was either like really intense workbook, like therapy, or it was like day planner that wasn't really imaginative and exciting.
It had like little dudes in there, maybe at best. It had little like characters that were like,
like cute little doodles and stuff. And so I was like, man, this is weird. So that's where Kyle and I kind of started iterating. Took us about a year to come up with the prototype. We hired Ryan, our artist. He's still working with us to this day. This is back in 2018. And then launched Kickstarter, got fully funded, and then the rest is history. Since then, we've made different storylines, like Astoria Magic Academy, the Galaxy of Astoria. We started with the Legend of Astoria. And now we do side quest decks. And along the way, we just saw a pattern of neurodivergent people, mostly ADHD, picking up the journal and like really like having it really work for them. So that's how that crossover kind of happened. It was never like we set out to be like, we're going to help people with ADHD. It wasn't really like that. We just noticed there's a lot of crossover. And so, yeah. And my favorite thing about the journal is that I use one. And I can confidently say that if we went out of business tomorrow, I would still use it every day because I just love it. I genuinely like the idea. I want to make a journal that I would want to use every day, and I still use it every day, and I love it. So yeah.
The good news is, if we did go out of business tomorrow, which we're probably not going to, but if we did, you would have like 30,000 to use. So you'd have them for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my life, I would just have journals upon journals upon journals. So
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So the hope is that we can continue to make more storylines, more products. As we have leveled up, like our mission, if you will, has always been to make people feel like the hero of their story. So that goes beyond journals. It goes into content. It goes into our IP. It goes into decks. It goes into whatever we want to make, whatever we want to touch. Like even our social media content. Like if someone never buys anything from us, but they see a video from us that makes them feel a little bit more like the hero of their life, which all being a hero really means is that you are becoming the best version of yourself. You're reaching your potential, and you feel like you're in control of your life. If that's all we ever do for the world, then that is a massive win in my book. And I can say that the Hero's Journal, whatever this turns into, was a huge success. And so I feel like I can already say that, even if we go out of business tomorrow. So, okay, enough of this. Enough of this businessy.
John's here, by the way. But Lily said this is the Lily Moondragon said this was the first journal that worked for planner organizer that worked for their daughter. So that's amazing. We're glad to hear that.
It's awesome.
I don't think that's going to happen. You guys keep getting bigger and bigger, which is well deserved. Well, thank you. You know, I probably have like a this is wow, this is crazy moment, probably like 3 times a week of like, I cannot believe this many people are excited about what we do and would call themselves heroes. Because it's really hard to like, not only have an idea and then make a product, and then to sell that product, that all those things get done all the time with businesses. But I think that like the core philosophy of what we believe and what we do is truly being adopted, and that's probably the coolest part of it. Yeah. Like the Heroes Quarters is so kind and so thoughtful. Mm-hmm. Like all of you in here are just like giving us like super kind and thoughtful. Even the comment section right now, people are talking about like the nationwide shortage on ADHD medication, and everyone's like, "Hey, like I feel you. I've been in this." It's like it's such a caring and kind community that it's just wild that so many people have bought into. And have genuinely been helped by that idea that you can be the hero of your life and that you can tell a more positive story. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's wild. I think about it hits me really like a truck. Yeah.
It's incredible. Like one of my favorite things too, is that we decided to do it with a different tone. There's a lot more of this now, but like back in 2018, when we started this thing, there was this common theme with like a lot of planners and honestly just like kind of like work productivity culture in general. And this definitely still exists, but it's just like very toxic in terms of like hustle, don't sleep, work really hard, look busy, like feel busy, like all of these are monikers of success. I think that maybe like the collective culture is kind of evolving past that. And we're more like, okay, rest is good. Like maybe you should get sleep. Maybe you should take a break today. Don't get burnt out. Like, so that's kind of nice that things have kind of, but when we set out, it was a little different. Like all the journals that I was using and buying, they kind of had that tinge of like work harder, hustle more. And so we wanted to put something together that was like distinctly kind. Like it was like the kind wizard who knocks at the door and is like, would you like to go on an adventure? It wasn't the drill sergeant that's like waking you up at, 6 a.m, like work harder, like whatever. So I really like that exists in our brand. I think that that's another thing that really appeals to a lot of people because, journaling can be super intense and setting a goal and trying to be consistent is already very difficult and people are super hard on themselves. I don't think people need any more help being really hard on themselves. So and here's the concluding thought to this. I am super proud of the people that are in the Heroes Quarters for who they are. And I believe that the journal helps them become more of that person. Like, I think that people reflect the style of productivity, the style of support, the style of kindness that's in the journal, and they exude that into our online community. Which is really, really cool. And if we had a more intense, like try harder product, I think that we would have more intense, try harder people. And I don't think that we are interested in building that.
Yeah.
It's been cool.
So I was talking about this, and I was talking about what it means to be a hero a little bit. And so I think that there are a lot of really, really kind of common things people would say about a hero. One of the ones that I think is really important that we don't talk about very much is a hero is somebody who understands that there are going to be obstacles in the way, and a hero understands that things are going to be difficult and they may get knocked on their butt, but a hero is somebody who continues to see it through.
Yeah.
And seeing it through does not mean that you finish the journey at the exact place that you thought you would. Like, a hero understands that the journey is a living thing in and of itself, and that it changes and that it evolves and it grows alongside of the hero. And it's like this understanding that, like, a setback isn't a failure, it's an opportunity to grow and to continue to push into those things. Because I think the main hinge of productivity culture is, like, the toxic side of it is like success, right? Like, I did these things, so I've done this.
Yeah.
But if you ever were like, I'm going to get up every day at 5 a.m. 60 days, and you make it 57 days and you fail the last 3 days, in that mindset, you're a failure.
Yeah.
Like, you're not focusing on the fact that you did it 57 times. You're focusing on the fact you didn't do it 3.
Yeah.
Which I think isn't very heroic. I think that's very it's like a machine. Because no one's excited when their battery works in their car, but everyone's mad when their battery dies, right? It's like, I don't care that I got 300,000 miles of this car. It's not working now, so therefore it's a bad car. It's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So I'm really glad that we have a culture around celebrating people.
I think it's something that we should talk about more, is like, everyone's familiar with stories, on some level. And I think part of, like, studying story structure and understanding what goes into a good character and a good story is conflict. And in life, we don't want conflict often. And especially when we're setting goals, it's like, I just want to have my goal achieved. I just want to have the degree. I just want to have the money saved up, or, like, be out of debt. I just want to have the 6-pack, or I want to have $1 million, whatever it is. Like, everyone just kind of wants to fast forward through them, but, like, it's a bad story and it's not how life works. And so I don't think any of these other journals or planners, or even, like, common goal setting, really even, like, the, like, setting smart goals, they never really factor in the humanness and the main characterness of conflict and how essential it is to the story. It's like, if you were reading a book and the main character, if you're reading Lord of the Rings and Frodo just got to, like, throw the ring into Mordor, or they gave it to the eagles and they take it and they drop it in the Mordor. That's not even a story. That's just a list of events that happened. You have to have conflict for your character for the story to be interesting. And when you can start to look at your life like that, like, oh, I'm starting a quest, I should anticipate this conflict that's going to happen. I should anticipate the setbacks, not because they're going to, like, suck and life is terrible and I'm, nihilistic. It's because it's part of the journey, and, like, there will be an unexpected thing that will come up. So, and it'll make me better for it. And I get to figure out how to weather that. Because that's what happens when you step outside of your comfort zone. You start to get hit with stuff that doesn't make it into your bubble. So anyway, it's, like, just part of story theory that I think makes so much sense. And we don't really talk about it a lot. I think it's kind of a subconscious thing that people pick up on in the intro content, but yeah. So I think Queen asked, question: when is the exact moment someone becomes a hero, and how does one know?
You already are. You always have been.
Yeah, that's part of it. Like, this kind of sounds like stupid marketing, but, like, it also sounds like stupid, like, script writing, but it's like the hero finds out that they're always the hero.
Yeah,
that's always what it is. It's like, the thing that they were looking for was inside them the whole time.
Yeah,
that's often how life is. It's like, It's like, oh, I just want to be happier. So I'm gonna go like buy all this stuff. I'm gonna go get in all, I'm gonna surround my people with in these relationships. I'm gonna, and you think all these things are going to make you happy, or it's like it's the same thing. And then one day you realize like, oh, it's actually found in me, and I don't need anything else to make me happy or satisfied with life or whatever. So it's kind of cheesy, but we believe that like the moment you exist, you are a hero because you're the hero of the story.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
So I was thinking about this today, and it's really funny because Rings of Power comes out, they had season finale. Yeah. Are they doing a season 2?
Oh yeah.
I
think they're doing 5.
It's really funny to me because Rings of Power is a whole 10-hour, 12-hour saga in the land of Middle Earth.
Mm-hmm.
About building the thing that's ultimately the problem that's solved by Frodo, and you know what I mean. It's like they're like, I'm gonna make a really dumb crossover to life.
Okay. So,
in life, a lot of times we create solutions for ourselves that solve an immediate problem, and they are good. They are good at the time. But at a later point, the same thing that could have solved a big problem in your life can also become one of the biggest dangers in your life. And you have to know when to cut ties with the system that you've already built. So for example, you are really, really, really busy. And you find out that Uber Eats exists and you're able to schedule out food being delivered to your house because you don't have time to make food. So you have food delivered to your house every day for dinner. And then your life gets less busy, and it's like the system that you built of Uber eating food to your house isn't good anymore because now you have the time to make healthier food, or you're able to save money on a different food situation. So it's a system that saved you is now going to be something that hurts you. But it's the same thing. You know what I mean? The ring is always the ring. But the use case of it changes, and it goes from being a good thing to an evil thing. It's just interesting bro science, bro philosophy take on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The phases of life.
Yeah. It gets very woo-woo, And I think we kind of intentionally stay away from explicitly mentioning the hero's journey, A, for legal reasons, but B, because it's such a big thing to chew on. It's a massive concept that has so many implications for different times in life, and it's very ethereal in a way. It's not a hard and fast concept or rule. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was obviously very inspiring to us, and I think it's inspiring to a lot of people in a lot of different ways. But it's funny. I think that we started kind of on the heels of the hero's journey, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter. I think that we were initially we were oh, we're going to do these things that people are familiar with, and then they will see that and like us, if that makes sense. I think as time has gone on, we've kind of developed our own identity. And I am way more excited these days about our IP. Oh, our IP meaning our story, our characters, the lands we've created, the lore around what we're doing. I'm more excited about us building that than I am excited about us building something that looks like something else. And I don't know what this looks like. It could be a mini series, it could be a video game, it could be something entirely different. I don't know what it looks like, but I really believe that one day our IP, the characters and the story and all that stuff, will be more prominent in the journals and the stationery that they kind of came from. Yeah. I think I think, and it'll be a long time, but I think one day there's going to be conversations where people are like, oh yeah, the Heroes Journal, they actually started in journals. People are going to be like, what? I'm yeah, it's great.
No way.
Maybe we have a different name by then. But they're gonna be yeah, these little characters, they all started from these guys that made this productivity journal, super random, and then turned to this thing. That's I think that has the potential to happen one day. I think it will.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Queen thought Zelda. I could see Zelda, especially the Wildwood Green Journal. You know what I'm bummed about? I'm actually sad about this. It's a missed opportunity. We have to wait a whole year for this. Is that we didn't send out like an email or make a print or make like a post about it being fall in the Wildwood. Like, you know how fun that would be? A little fall image of you just walking through the Wildwood, and it's like there's like red and yellow leaves.
Yeah.
Like the Wildwood is such a fall place.
Mm.
It'd just been nice to have a little bit of a fall vibe, you know?
Yeah.
In the same way that like IMA is super like Halloween and very, very like holiday season. I feel like the Wildwood is like the king of like the Legend of Astoria is like the king of fall. Like fall, it's time to fall in Legend of Astoria. In the same way that I feel like January and February are like I feel like Star Wars and like sci-fi, like they kill. Because you have like these like frozen landscapes, and it's very like the world looks like the moon for like 2 months.
Well, when we were making Legend of Astoria, the 3rd edition, Ryan sort of implied that adventure starts in the fall time. It kind of takes place during the fall time, because if you look at the quest board at the beginning of the journal, there's like an ad there that says it's a made up day, but it's like the 2nd Grum's Day of September or something like that.
Yeah.
And so they're talking about, you know, this fall harvest festival kind of town event. So I like to think that Legend of Astoria takes place in the fall. I think it's a year. I'm pretty sure, because at the end of the journal is another ad on the same billboard, and it's for the next year's September fest.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Little Easter egg for you.
All right, I'm gonna give us a timeline for the end for the rest of this live stream. I'm gonna give us a table of contents for the rest of it. So I think we should do a teaser for the November Heroes Guild pages.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then we should do Bragg O'Clock, and then we should go away a free journal. How does that sound to you?
Sounds good. So we're doing the ones for this month or next month?
Next month.
I guess we could do both.
Well, we could do both, but today's the 28th. So the next time we'll see people, it'll be next month. So for those of you who do not know, we have launched a community of heroes who are called the Heroes Guild. And in the Heroes Guild, you get access to a ton of really cool stuff. Mm-hmm. And if you want to learn all about all this stuff, you can go to theheroesguild.co. But today we're going to talk specifically about a side quest card that you would get if you were a part of the Heroes Guild. So I'm going to show it to you now. There's no side quest in it, but it's just kind of fun.
This is the border for the storyline setting for next month. The digital side quests. We're not making physical cards out of these. These are just all digital. But there will be a side quest each week for
the month of November.
Those that are in the Heroes Guild. Do you want to show? I guess we can't show it quite yet, or could we? No.
Do you know where it is? I don't know where it is.
Pretty sure it's in Gertrude content. Let me check though.
I only see the. Oh, here it is.
Spilling the beans.
Yeah, let's do this one. We won't show everything. We'll just show one of them. Yeah, I'll show this one. Yeah.
So this is the setting for Kitty City. This will be our November planner spread. it's like, how much is it to get this? $12?
$12.
$12. It's a subscription, so we send you a new one every month. But you get this like coloring page, which is incredible, and you also get 4 like weekly spreads, and then there's a big like art piece in each one that progress through this little story. And the storylines in these are crazy. They're like a multiverse. You can see here that you is like stepping out of a portal. And so this is the coloring page / like poster for the Kitty City storyline. And I love this. I'd also like to think that this is like a nod to Seattle, even though there's like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
The Cat-Chew of Liberty. The Cat-Chew of Littery. There it is. Just standing there. Proud.
Yeah. Mackenzie asked, when are the planner pages going to come out? So they are all, every month you get planner pages as well with these. This is just the coloring page.
Yeah.
I guess I can show.
We're not actually shipping these to you, to be clear. These are all digital. They're fillable or printable. But that said, we are actually building a physical planner that we are going to be releasing at the end of next year to be used for 2024. So we're going, but this is essentially a way for you to start using the system and give us feedback and kind of be a part of making it. We really wanted to make that like an experience that we shared. So yeah, so it's a way for you to kind of be a part of this. And then, you know, once we release it, like, I don't know, maybe we'll put people's names in there from the Heroes Guild. Like maybe we'll give a shout out to people. But we just wanted to have it be a thing where people could feel like they're a part of it. So
yeah, I mean, we have all these really cool planner pages, and we're really gonna make people wait like 2 years to use these.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, what's a good way for us to be able to get these out into the world? And the Heroes Guild was a good way to do that. And exciting is our chief guild officer is actually here right now. John's in the comments. So if you have any questions on Facebook, he's there.
Yeah, you can also go to the heroesguild.co.
I put it in the comments of YouTube, because once again, John's over the CGO is over in Facebook.
CGO.
Cool. That was that. I wanted to kind of give a little preview, especially as we're going into next month. So, and the good news is that if you sign up, all of the previous month's planner pages will still be available in the guild. So you can always go back and try. They're undated, so you could always use them for something else if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, now we're gonna brag.
Brag o'clock. Let's do it.
Hey, good thing I'm wearing my watch today because I know that it's brag o'clock.
I'm gonna watch on my right hand today.
Really?
I don't really know why.
I always wear my right hand. Dude, look at this.
No way. That's so dang.
That's crazy, bro.
Gods. Great minds.
Dude, I'm so glad that you have that because I could smell your breath from here.
Dang. Wow, that smells delicious.
I know, it smells so good.
It's like smelling salts. Like take a deep breath of that, it'll like wake you up.
Do you remember growing up when you'd like put a bunch of hand sanitizer on your hands and you would like snuff it and it would like jolt you awake? You ever do that? Oh man,
that's kind of like smelling like a ballpoint pen, you know? Like,
yeah,
that same energy. It's
well,
like,
because it's really concentrated alcohol
right now. Huh?
It's super concentrated alcohol, hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
So it's just like it smells like you're like it just burns your nose. Right.
James said that's what it's like to chew 5 gum. It really is. James is like a walking, he's like a tagline machine.
Yeah, for real.
You actually reminded me, James, that I have to watch the David S. Pumpkin skit once again before Halloween.
Hey, James, being that you're a punchline machine, can you make us the brag o'clock thread?
Yeah.
Can you give us your best brag o'clock pun o'clock, you know?
Yeah. Some past ones that we've used are Bragley Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
Bilbo Baggins.
It was Bragaccini Albrago. No, yeah.
Bragaccini Alfredo.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It was Bragacini El Claco. That's what it was.
It's this character I'm workshopping. His name is Bragacini Clock Fredo. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, we put James in the spot. James is a creative guy. If you don't want to put anything, you just also just put Brad Clock if you want to. On YouTube, we can't do threads, so it's the Wild West. Do whatever you need.
Yep.
And there's only one rule of Brad Clock. What's the one rule of Brad Clock?
The one rule of Brag Clock is you got to brag. If you're here, you got to come in. Even if you've said nothing during this live stream, if you're just lurking quietly, I don't even care who you are. You have to come in here and brag because we believe people are worth celebrating. People don't get to hear that they are doing a great job often enough. And so if no one else in your life tells you that you're killing it and that they are proud of you, this is a moment for you to throw humility out the window just for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Throw humility out the window and just look at yourself objectively and be like, I'm kind of a badass. Here's what I'm bragging about today. And a brag can be anything as big, perceptively big as, I don't know, becoming an astronaut, or, you know, as perceptively small as becoming a person who got out of bed this morning, or just got dressed, or I drank water today.
Yeah.
Brag is a brag, okay? Brag is a brag. So come in here with your brags. Let us know what you're proud of yourself for. It can be this week. It can be a month ago. Any timeline you want. We're going to read them out loud. We're all going to celebrate you. This is Brag O'Clock.
And you can respond to supercalifragilisticbraggadocious.
Supercalifragilistic.
Braggadocious.
Epic braggadocious. Oh, fantastic. Good job, James. Thank you.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
Pinned.
Honestly.
Pinned. All right.
Skies our first brag. Sky said, I survived this week. My littles haven't slept for more than 4 hours at a time in a week, and I feel like I'm being tortured. Also, Halloween is Willow's 4th birthday and my 6th wedding anniversary. That's so exciting.
I love it. Over on Facebook, I think Alyssa commented before we had the thread up. So she said, been able to keep up with my continuing education. Congratulations. Great. Brad.
Amy on YouTube said, I hit my step goal today. Let's go, Amy.
That. Stacy Hardy on YouTube said, I finally have less than 100 miles left on the LOTR Fellowship Challenge. For some reason, I went with the long distance, 680 miles. I guess because I mostly use my indoor bike. 14 days to get it done. You got this. Less than 100 miles. That's easy. That's light work. And that's a great brag. Good for you.
The Iditarod length.
It is. The Iditarod is 1,000 miles long. It's very tragic. I've been learning a lot about it today.
Melissa said, I'm knee deep in a movie and TV series tracker designing to the point of probably offering the system for sale. That's amazing.
I love that. Meredith on YouTube said, I received an unexpected editor-in-chief staff award. Wow. For making the most significant contributions to the journal I worked for during the past year, nominated by my coworkers. Oh, that's a great brag. That's incredible. That's how you know it's well-deserved. You know, you didn't even know about it. Good for you.
DeVore said that they resuscitated their morbund Fitbit. What's morbund?
I don't know.
That's a great word, though.
Morbund.
Way to resuscitate your Fitbit.
Moribund. Being in the state of dying. Well,
Is it more bound?
Moribund?
Morbund. Oh, it's Morgan Freeman. That's what it is.
That's what it was. Yeah, the actor.
Yeah, my bad. That's on me.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. I'm doing YouTube, right? I totally just lost my train of thought.
You're on a list. You're on Lauren.
Lauren S on YouTube said, I made it through the longest week ever intact. Work has been so busy that I pushed through. Good for you. And slam that laptop shut and have a good weekend, a relaxing weekend.
You already read Alyssa's, right? The continuing education one?
Yes.
Bridget said, I tried to date someone. It didn't work out, but I didn't die. It sounds silly, but I'm feeling really good about myself after the whole thing. I'm smart, funny, and a smoke show. I forgot for a bunch. I've stopped for a while, but I'm a catch. Yeah, you are.
That's great.
That's great.
That's a really well worded brag.
That's a fantastic brag.
That was really good. I love that. Anastasia on YouTube said, "Brag, I volunteered for on a girl action, and I made some on." Wait. This is a sushi word, and I always forget how to pronounce it. Sorry, I pronounce all of this wrong.
Onigiri?
Yeah, onigiri action, and I made some onigiri. I believe that's sushi, right?
I think it is. That's what I'm from what I've heard.
I read that so wrong. It's unbelievable. Good for you, Anastasia. Great brag.
Green said, I was working on my online midterm and all of my answers, 50 questions, erased before I could send. I let my teacher know, and he said I could do it again and resend. I redid it, and this time nothing erased. Thank God. Took me 2.5 extra hours.
Ugh.
But hey, it got done. CPC.
And you know what? I bet it was better the second time.
Had to have been. It had to have been.
Yeah. Vivian Guest on YouTube said, was able to finally, after way more time than I'd care to admit to, broke through my writer's block and been writing up a storm. Love that. It's a really good brag. Good for you. Keep breaking through the writer's blocks.
James had their first interview after transitioning from their last job at the beginning of October. I felt like I really delivered my best. I like to hear that. I'm sure that, I mean, we've worked with you. You're an incredibly talented and professional person. So I'm sure that you killed it.
Anyone who gets to work with you, James, is lucky. So I know that you'll find a place. You're a very good person to work with. Tempest Jen said, 95-day streak on Duolingo in French. Let's go. There it is. We'll stop at 100 days and choose another language to do for 100. Oh, that's super cool. Tempest Jen's doing like 100 days of different languages.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes, yeah, so there's the movie 500 Days of Summer, but no one's ever talking about the 100 days of French.
100 days of French.
Très bien. Très bien. I don't like the French pronunciations or enunciations, whatever it is. I don't like them. Karenita said, back to the 19th, I went through a major trauma that involved me having to call the police and didn't lose my cool. The panic did not set until Friday, but I've done amazing with my anxiety and have been using my hero journal to help cope with the situation. I'm so glad to hear that. And I'm sorry to hear that it was a traumatic situation, but we get to learn a lot about ourselves as we handle a lot of these high stress and situations. And it sounds like you've been handling it really well.
We're Christy, I think, right? On Facebook.
Yep, you have one more. Lily Moondragon.
Oh, sorry. Lily Moondragon just followed up and educated me on what onigiri is, the triangle rice balls. And they also wrote a haiku. There's a fun
I wrote a haiku.
Is it 575?
I wrote a haiku.
But it's not words, it's syllables, right? I wrote haiku. Yeah.
I wrote, yeah. And then sorry, refrigerator is 5. So you have to do 7 and then 5.
A 3-word haiku.
I wrote a haiku.
Yeah.
I put the onigiri refrigerator.
Fantastic.
Chrissy said, I've been reading more lately, and one of the cats has been sitting on my lap while I do it. It's the life. I also started using the treadmill again since we got it fixed. So that includes work, doing a hiking series, and it's kicking my butt. I love it.
But Stephanie said, we got pumpkins for our kids to carve for the first time in several years. They're super excited to do that this weekend. I love pumpkin carving. It's a lot of fun. It's messy, but I love it.
I'm anti, but I don't like holidays.
It's true. Kyle's not a big holiday guy.
I'm a Grinch for every holiday.
Yeah.
Except for thing. I wish I had one in my head that I could like a really obscure holiday that I just love.
Flag Day.
Yeah. Huge Flag Day guy. Corvette, 11 weeks, no candy. And my ADHD meds are out of stock until my anniversary, Halloween, but I can't take until Tuesday. I got this. Eyes crossed.
Eyes crossed.
Eyes crossed, fingers crossed. You got this. We believe in you.
Yeah, love it. Victoria said, I have gotten to the last week of my second journal, LOI, my favorite week. I get to slay my dragon. The last chapter of Legend of Astoria is probably my favorite chapter in any journal we have. It's like such a satisfying art piece. It like references all the parts of the journal in the past, all of your past adventures, all the things you've gone through. I love it. It's brilliant. It's amazing. Okay. Good for you.
Like I said, my daughter is doing gymnastics and learned to hold her handstand this week. She's doing amazing, and I'm so proud of her hard work. That's so great to hear.
Elizabeth said, survived 3 days on my own with the 3 kids, various hobbies, farm creatures, and a sick car. Wow. That sounds like a tall task.
I have an exciting brag from Sean on YouTube. Sean said, I just got my first Heroes Journal, Story Magic Academy, yesterday. I can't wait to sit down with it tomorrow. So glad to hear that you got it. We'd love to hear how it goes. Yeah, fill us in on your quest as you quest.
And also, what color? I want to know.
Yeah.
Melanie Smith. Wait.
Mackenzie,
sorry. Said kind of a future brag, but tomorrow I get to pick up my new car. That's exciting. And with the money I got from my car that was totaled, I'm able to get a brand new car and paid off almost half of it. That is great news. Good for you. How exciting. Getting a new car is it's like one of the best purchases ever. So fun.
It was Cauldron Gray, by the way, which is an absolute banger of a color.
Banger of a color. Very popular. Great choice. Really good.
Shine got a carpet cleaner and cleaned their carpet. It already feels better in there. Wow. I love carpet cleaning is such an underrated thing. It can really bring some life to your home.
Bridget, this is the best brag of all time. So I also started using Duolingo. 3rd day in. High Valerian. Useful and practical.
I love that.
The fact you can learn High Valerian on Duolingo is the best thing ever.
Did you read Mulaney's?
I may have accidentally skipped Mulaney. I did. I'm sorry.
Mulaney finished Christmas shopping today and is usually at least halfway done by now. That's amazing. I haven't even started. I don't even know who's in my family to give gifts to at this point.
Ruth said,
I haven't done a list yet.
There it is. Ruth said, killed it at my physical therapy assessment today. Woohoo.
That's amazing. Melody said got an 88 on their science test today.
Oh,
Melody,
great job. And then so Lucy wanted to brag that she won a prize at a pumpkin contest at a party we went to. Best uncarved pumpkin.
That just means you got good taste.
Well, I'm assuming she decorated it without carving it.
Right? Oh,
unless it was just straight up a pumpkin judging competition.
Just a beautiful pumpkin. Yeah.
Either way, it's impressive. Yeah.
Cool. John also got some house maintenance done this week. Congrats, John.
Love it. We have one brag that didn't get into the thread from Pam. She said created a haunted house at my library, and it was a huge hit. That's so fun.
That's
scaring people is fun.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start doing the.
I'm gonna read a few more brags as Kyle is setting up the free journal giveaway. Not link, but the thing. So David said
Abraham Lincoln bio.
Love it. AbrahamLink.io. I can't find your brag, David. Sorry.
It's right here. It said it's not letting me reply on my phone, but my brag is accepting I will need to grade through the weekend without whining about it.
It's a great brag.
It's a great brag.
Love it. If it helps you at all, David, I remember not like a long time ago, you were working so hard just to get like some classes. You were working so hard to get a teaching job. And so it's just funny, it's funny how you level up and then you find new things to challenge that are challenging, right? It's like you beg for the work, you beg for the work, you beg for the work, you get the work, and now it's like, oh, I have a lot of work to do. So if there's any nice reframe for you, it's that. Remember, past you would be jumping for joy right now if they knew that you had the privilege of grading over the weekend. So I hope you have a good time doing that.
All right. Wheel of names.
Here we go.
Just so you know, if you win, you have a minute and 30 seconds to say something.
90 seconds to claim your free journal. If you don't claim it, we're going to pick someone else. And the way you claim it is by commenting on YouTube or Facebook.
The wheel spins on. All right. Already the wheel spins on. All right. Don't worry. All right. I know who this is.
The winner of Free Journal Friday is Cheyenne. Is Cheyenne here?
Cheyenne just bragged recently about carpet being clean. So I think that Cheyenne is here. Huzzah!
Huzzah! The winner of Free Journal Friday.
Cheyenne, this is a unique circumstance because I know that you know how to get in touch with John. So I'm not going to put support at the Heroes Journal in the chat because you and John are already besties at this point. So Cheyenne is one of our incredible moderators. Works, just helps us with the Facebook group and is so helpful and is helpful.
Yeah, we love Cheyenne.
Congratulations. And came and said hi to us in Puyallup when we had that con.
Yeah, that was great. She drove all the way from Oregon just to say what's up. And that meant a lot to us. So.
Cheyenne feels gypped right now. I may have gypped you, but in a way, it's an honor because you know John so well that you don't need John's information because you already know how to get in touch with John. So in a way, everyone else is gypped, and you are the opposite of gypped.
It's not that time. I'm hitting that. I'm hitting that Friday delusion. I'm hitting that I shouldn't be live streaming right now moment. Okay. Kudos to you guys for this is Sean saying some very nice words. Kudos to you guys for creating a journal that can be used for all ages and having Free Journal Friday to lift people up a bit. We need more of this goodness in the world. That's very kind of you, Sean. We need to find a way to make Free Journal Friday like a bigger deal. You know, I mean, it's already a big deal, but we just never advertise it. We never talk about it anywhere. We just do it. And we've been doing it for like almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a way for Con and I to actually hang out together and also with you guys. So, especially
yeah.
Remote.
Hey, remember, if you're going to quest out there, make sure it's happy. Yeah. Have a good weekend, everybody.